Hello, everybody, and welcome to Far Verona. My God, it's been forever. It's so nice to see you. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
The light from this episode originated well over 1,000,000 years ago, and it's now finally reaching us. I feel like when was the last time we played? August? Maybe?
I wrote it down.
I'm happy to be back. I'm glad
August
to see you.
24th, 2019.
God, it feels so good to be back. So today's the beginning of a very long day of role playing for me. We had to adjust this week's schedule. If you're watching this live, this matters. If you're watching it on YouTube, I don't know what's time. What does it matter? But we had to redo some scheduling, and so now Court of Swords follows this episode almost immediately. So I'm GMing all day long. I have placed my butt in my game master chair, and this is where I live now. And I'm glad to be starting the day with you nerds. I want to see what everybody's been up to. I think, Mark, I saw you in person since the last time we played.
Yeah.
And that's weird. That's very weird.
That was the last time we saw each other. Yeah, was in person in Seattle. That is weird. Yeah. Like, it was such a weird thing because I hadn't seen you in person since we filmed the Geek and Sundry Roundtable thing forever ago. And then, yeah, but we've also hung out so much because of Far Verona. It was that strange thing of like, hey, man, we see each other quite frequently, but not.
Yeah, right?
I guess this is cool. So, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, Mark and I haven't hung out in person for, years at this point. And we both, when we ran into each other at PAX, we both had this moment where we just looked at each other and we were like, time has aged you horribly. And then we just went our separate ways. never meet your friends in person. We all look better on the internet. But what have you been up to since then? Are you like you riding that post live show high? Did you get a bunch of new fans for High Rollers after you did your big thing? How was it?
Not massively so, I don't think. I think that it was really good to do, but I don't think that there was a huge influx of people. I think because it was such a last minute thing that we did at PAX, a lot of people still didn't really know it was going on. But it was a lot of fun to do it, and it was a really great session. We had Nate Sharp and Aaron M. Evans on there, and they were just really lovely people to play with them. But since then, I think it's just been settling into things.
Yeah,
I got sick. I was sick this week, so this week has been really nothing exciting. I've been very sick and playing Borderlands, and that's pretty much been my life this week. But now we're kind of over all the summer where like all the conventions, all the events have happened. So I'm in that period now where I'm just in that chill time, looking forward to getting back into regular streaming, doing D&D stuff, and just being able to actually play games like this one.
Right.
And actually,
I had that moment yesterday where I was like, this is the only day I have all week to just play video games and like be on stream and not run around like an insane person. And it felt so good. It was so nice. It was just like, is this what it's like when con season is over?
I think that's the thing. Is like this summer especially has just been so busy and packed with stuff. First time stuff, a lot of traveling. So it's kind of nice to kind of have a good 2-3 months now before anything gets crazy again. So yeah. Yeah, nothing exciting. As always, I live a very boring life compared to pretty much, I'm sure, everybody else. So I have not been doing anything exciting. So,
but are you super ripped, and how much can you lift over your head?
No chance.
I would love to know that.
dude, Mark, I saw a picture of you, and you were doing like praying hands or some shit like that. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
Mark looks fucking buff. Yeah, straight up.
I have this like weird power in photos where I'm not that buff, but for some reason, photos make my arms look huge, and they're not. They're really not that big. But like, there was a picture somebody took at PAX of like me. It was like a community member wanted a picture. And I just folded my arms, and I didn't mean to do like the bro, like pushing up your muscles thing, but I just folded my arms, and I remember looking at it and being like, my arms aren't that big. Like, why do they look so big?
This is absolutely a thing, Mark. So I have this happen too, and this is a thing that I think happens to like slightly chubby dudes sometimes, where you're like, if you get the angle right and you like your kind of flabby arms can seem super muscly, and you're just like,
that's what it is.
I'll take
that's
it.
what it is.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How come that does not work for me? That seems unfair.
I know. Yeah. Just a thing.
What the
How it
hell?
The
goes.
photography
It's a
wizard
guy.
knows
It's
all.
a guy thing. Okay, great.
Yep. Well, I mean, what is reality, right? As long as the
Yeah.
illusion seems super ripped,
Perception.
then you're good to
Exactly.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, I'll try and get there. I'll
Yep.
try and get there for real one day. But for now,
Well,
I'll take the illusion.
Even if nobody else is doing it, I am watching your progress very closely, Mark. I'm watching you.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna get back on it now. I promise.
Vanna, you can't make that sound, that like ooh sound, because there are things that you said to me at Gen Con that I will never repeat to another person, and you said them on stage. So don't
I
pull
don't
that
know
sound
what you're
with me.
talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I am a sweet
Besides-
baby
So
angel
curious.
who's
Ow.
never done a cuss
Nobody
or
believes
allude.
that. Yeah, Vanna and I did a Dungeon World game at Gen Con, and there are several points in that where everyone else in the group, I'm like, okay, this is a normal amount of one-shot chaos. And then Vanna would say something, and I'm just like, I don't know how to respond to this. Like, that's it. I'm done. I can't go on. Which, I appreciate. Besides making me uncomfortable, what have you been up to, Vanna? I like how to specify, because that could have applied to anyone in this group. Like,
right, yeah. Was he talking to me? I don't know. Well, that is my main goal in life. So it's like everything else is like kind of secondary. But I did a smart thing where I scheduled a 12-hour yesterday, and
that.
then had to wake up at 8:30 for this. So
Yep, pulling smart moves.
Feeling good.
So you're playing
feeling fresh,
Zelda,
feeling
right?
fine.
That was your
Oh,
12-hour?
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. I think I played it when I was younger, but it was just like I don't remember any of that crap.
Oh,
The
Link's
owl
Awakening?
always around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zelda's not even in it. Like
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, they have weird tropical
Wild.
knockoff Zelda. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Marin,
played-
Zelda
you played
games
for-
are like without Zelda. Like if she's not in it, I'm like, that's a solid Zelda title.
that's hurtful. It's hurtful.
The
I'm a
legend
Majora's
of
Mask
Sir not
fan,
appearing
so-
in this film.
The aptly named are not fitting in this film.
Yeah.
So you're
I
doing,
hope
did you
she gets
finish it? Because
residual.
12 hours is like right near the finishing window.
Oh
Did you
no, I
finish the
don't.
game?
I play games like a dumb snail. So no, I got 3 of the instruments, and there's 8.
In 12 hours?
Shut up!
12
You
hours.
shut up!
I played just as a measure of comparison, not saying
No,
there's a
I
good
don't
right or
wanna
wrong way to play
know.
video games. I played for just under 6 hours, and I got 5 of them. So I
Hey,
don't know.
Cool, Adam. Hope you and your MLG strats do well in the esports league. Get off my ass.
Oh, I love it when somebody really gives shit to Adam. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Fight,
I mean, I'm being given shit for being good at video games, which
Look.
never happens to me ever. So
Listen, Adam, you're just so
I'll take it.
strong and good at video games, and I don't know what you want me to do about it. Okay, deal with
Adam's
it.
not stopping to appreciate the art and the environment that they have
I
tried to
literally
build
take-
in such
I
a
literally take
magical,
so many screenshots. Like you're joking, but that's my experience.
I saw.
It is
I think
a
I couldn't
remarkably nice
Oh,
game
look
to
at
look
this
Aw,
at.
tree,
thanks.
and then 3 tiles, and like, oh, look at this tree, and then
This little
That's a-
pond. Look at
look
this
at this
sweet
chicken.
little pond.
It's a cute game. That's not my
I
fault.
get it. I watched
So
a lot of
cute.
it yesterday.
So cute. I
Yeah.
named my character Nipple. 'Cause I was wondering.
Nice.
I was wondering if
See your Twitter.
Nintendo would allow it. I'm like, there's no way I can name my Link Nipple, and you totally can.
Nipple's
So
not a
they're
bad
like, good morning,
word.
Nipple. Like, good morning. I'm feeling
Everyone
perky.
Yeah,
got nipples.
Legend of Zelda Nipples Awakening.
Nipples awakening,
Nipples
dude.
awakening.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, give 'em a
Nipple
little flick, get
stimulated.
'em going. Mm-hmm.
Legend of
stuff.
Zelda. Nipple
Oh.
stimulated. Yeah.
I will say there's a long time honored tradition of naming your characters stupid stuff so that you can get characters
yeah.
in the game to say
Right.
dumb things. Like in Breath
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Wild, I definitely named my horse my dick. Because
Would you
I've
like
got to
to
go
ride?
ride my dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Would you
So
like
my-
to board your dick? My dick.
So the
Damn
best thing in Breath of the Wild is when you are too far away to summon your horse. If you blow the whistle, the game says you blew as hard as you could, but my dick wouldn't come. So thanks for coming, everybody. Good morning. This is Fire Verona.
Wow.
That's some inside baseball right there. That's the wow.
The L's gone. She's done. Speth's done. No more Speth. That's it. You killed her.
That's
I'm so upset.
I'm so upset.
Ruining wholesome things is a very special delight. There's something really
Because
nice
I don't know
about-
if Speth is upset that you did that or that she didn't think to do it, so she had it in her game.
I'm gonna guess part two. A little bit of both.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
I named my adversary in Eevee Let's Go the patriarchy. So it was always just like, you defeated the patriarchy, and then I'd be like, hell yeah, finally, we did it. We did it.
If we can't accomplish things in real life, we might as well try to accomplish them in video
Right?
games.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Goes Maris straight on the clip there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep. So you enjoyed your 12 hours of Nipples Awakening?
It
Was it a
was
good
the
time? Are
best.
you gonna-
It was the best, most awake nipples experience I've ever had in my life.
Perfect. Good. Thank you.
I
I was gonna go on to Elspeth, but I think Elspeth is gonna ruin it. I think Elspeth's gonna make it worse. So save me, Wheat. What have you been up to? Tell me something about comic books or Nebraska.
Wow.
I'm reading so every once in a while I feel like I give a lot of comic suggestions, which is it's cool. I love to give comic suggestions, but every once in a while
Yeah.
someone will convince me to read something.
Yes.
And I started reading this one. It's wrong way, sorry. It's called
Fun stuff.
Vanguard. And
Oh.
it is like an anime. It's a more anime kind of lone wolf and cub, because they really get into like factions and clans and sort of the way that in the era that lone wolf and cub existed, but it was released weekly, so it has a lot different pacing than lone wolf and cub. So anyway, it's the story of Miyamoto Musashi, or like the
cool.
anime version of that. And they've got this Viz Big, and I just hit volume 4, and it's really good, Adam. It has a lot of like just pages where it's you could read this in probably like 40 minutes if you don't like appreciate some of the art that the guy is doing.
I find that's my experience with comics. That's my experience in comics in general, where I have to like actively slow myself down, or I just am like, okay, I saw this image, next thing. I have to be like,
and
okay,
there's
hang
some
on a
comics
second.
I do that 100% on.
Yeah.
But this one is really good. Like that was an aspect of Lone Wolf and Cub that I really liked. Is like he would just he would make some unbelievable just sort of environmental pictures. Hey, Minnie.
Yeah.
But they're also like this big, so you don't really get to appreciate them as much as you do on like the Viz Big. So anyway, I haven't been reading much manga, but Vagabond's been, I keep on just like every week I'm pre-ordering the next or buying the next volume, and apparently there's like 24 of these guys. So anyway,
well, it's the one nice thing about keeping up with something that's currently in print is that you can like look forward to the next thing and be like, yeah, more comics, come on, give it to me. Yeah
until you hit the fucking wall, Adam, and then I realize what an impatient piece of shit that I actually am. As I'm like, God, I can't believe I have to wait. And it's so rare to actually, I really want to read Berserk, but it's so expensive.
Heard really good things about Berserk.
I know, and it's so expensive. And I like there's so many fucking volumes. Like I don't know if I can make the $1,000 investment.
Yeah, I feel like huge swords or Dark Souls or gore, honestly, like graphic violence and like weird monsters. Berserk is all of those things. There are some parts of it where I was like, all right, I don't need 17 pages of this, but like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's got a, like someone said, it's like a year or two between volumes. I'm like, yeah, but there's what, 38 of them I have never read. And so I could go nuts on that, but
I feel like that every time anyone suggests like One Piece, I'm like, I don't have 1,000 years to get into a show.
Oh
or
my
a
God,
comic.
but
like,
One Piece is so fucking good. Adam,
My guilty reading is One Piece, and the show that I've kept up with is One Piece, and I'm like, why do I keep doing this? Like, why am I still in this? I started it like years ago, and now I'm like, I'm still here. We're still doing it.
Yeah,
it's gonna keep going literally until Oda dies, and that's it.
Yeah.
One Piece is like the one anime manga property where I will just be sitting around and I'll just be like, how come there's more figures of Boa Hancock than Nico Robin? Just because like Boa is hardly in it at all. I mean, but like Nico is a fucking crew member.
Wow.
And these are,
dude, this is
right. Deep
this
shit,
is normal, right?
Adam.
Like the marketing and the material around a thing doesn't necessarily reflect the thing itself. Like how when Empire Strikes Back came out, they made all these Boba Fett action figures, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And they're like, "It's Boba Fett. He's super cool." And you're like, "He was in one scene. I don't." And like,
but
he's
got
a helmet,
cool though,
and he's a cool helmet guy. And you're like, "Oh, all right, I see what you're trying to do here. You want me to buy action figures?"
Yeah. Cool helmet guy.
Yeah. But
I agree though, I wish there were more figs of Nico Robin. She's my favorite. Like I cosplayed her and everything. I'm just like, yeah,
Nico Robin is the bomb. And she also, and where I'm at, she's been like out of it for like 7 fucking volumes off doing other things along with you. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Anyway, right on.
I didn't realize you guys were so into it. Like, yeah, we're a big One Piece house here as well. My fiance's got like all of the volumes like individually on the bookshelf, and we went to the bloody cafe and everything when we went to Japan. She's a mega fan as well. Didn't realize.
I love that you identify your household by like the anime that you watch. Like, I'm sorry, we are an Akira household around here. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we don't talk about Battle Angel Alita in this house.
I want.
Wow, the manga entertainment references, Adam.
I want to be the Stormlight house. I don't even like, but I still can't get the rest of my family to like fucking convert over to my religion, man.
I'll join. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'll join that religion.
I tried, Wheat. I tried. Because of you. I can't remember what show it was, but you were talking a big game about, I think, the last of the books, or like whatever the most recent book was. You're talking about it during a pre-show.
Yeah.
And I went, I tried to read it, and I was like, I can't do. I think I just don't like fantasy novels. I think that's the problem. I think maybe I just don't like fantasy.
Dude, I was at a point, Adam, where I felt like I didn't like fantasy novels. And then I read Stormlight and I'm like, oh my fucking God, like this is the fantasy novel I think I was always wanting to read, but it's just still too fantasy, huh?
I don't know, because I like fantasy like video games, and I like fantasy movies, and obviously I play a fucking shit ton of Dungeons and Dragons, but like when it comes time to sit down and crack a book, when they're like, the first chapter is just a bunch of proper nouns that they don't explain, and 7 of them are swords, I'm like, okay, all right, I don't need 18 more books of this, and they're all 900 pages long, and
that's a lot. You're kind of nailing Stormlight a bit.
Yeah, like I don't.
It's definitely
not,
a lot of proper nouns.
It's not that it's bad necessarily. It's just that I find it really hard to get into.
Yeah, I get that.
No, I also recognize that's kind of hypocritical, because like I also do that to people where I'm like, check out the Court of Swords. None of it makes any sense, and I'm not going to explain it to you. So just buckle up and hang on and watch.
No,
but I guess you can make things that you don't necessarily like consuming.
I will be the first to admit that, like, in the grand scheme of things, that Stormlight is like a huge, is like an illusionist doing an act, but their buildup is like 99% of the book. And then the fucking illusion happened, and you're just like, oh, what did you? did you fucking people just see what happened? And it's like all of the 99% leading up to that, like, it all makes sense, it all resolves, but it's like a huge investment to be like, oh my fucking God, like this is blowing my mind right now. So I totally get that too, because I also think like people always compare them, they're like, oh, the King Killer Chronicles, and that's more like a stand-up comedian, where it's like, really, I know, but I'm talking about pacing.
No,
so.
I'm shaking my head in like agreement. I'm not really. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do fantasy sci-fi, guys. Yeah. Oh wait, no, Elspeth.
So I guess what you're saying
No,
is you need some
we
kind of
skipped that. We
magic
skipped that. We skipped me.
No, you're not getting skipped, Elspeth. I just wanted to give some room between Vana causing trouble and then let us go into weed territory. It's you can do your thing, Elspeth. What have you been doing, Elspeth? How have you been? How are things?
Obviously I've been doing some bullshit. I've just been getting into hijinks, and I'm out here making women cry and stealing babies and cursing at the moon, doing spells and shit.
This is great.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Pretty dope.
I want to get in on this bullshit and spellcasting.
Realistically, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty because the beta came out, and I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna be into this. And I'm not really a first person shooter kind of person. And that changed. Adam. There was a lot of thirst for blood that came out with that, and I just started playing, and I have really been unable to stop. Like, it's become an addiction. Like, even when I was playing Link's Awakening, which should be like right here for me, right? I'm like, oh yeah, Zelda title, absolutely. I'm like, only like a couple more hours, and then I'm gonna play some Call of Duty after this. Like,
you're just thinking about fucking Link chucking white phosphorus grenades at everybody.
Man. I felt like an asshole. I'm like, you're like, there's this adorable game that has such amazing artwork, and the music is fantastic, and just so much you can appreciate about it. And then I'm like, well, I just want to like go click some heads, bro. Like, that's really all I want to do.
When do you think your heart started turning black, Elspeth? Just
oh my god,
about what you
it must have just been sometime earlier this week where I was just like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just bloop, just into the darkness we go. But it's been fun. I've been taking care of my dog. She's great. Like, she's my partner in everything. So that's dope.
Including the stealing babies and the
stealing babies. She's especially really, really good at that. She found her own little wolf pack, and she runs with them when the moon is full.
I bet you could teach a dog to kidnap babies. I bet that wouldn't be that hard.
For sure you could.
Teach a dog
you could.
Run up to like a little, what do they call those? Not in England, like a pram, a carriage. You can teach your dog just run up and just snatch a baby out of there, no problem.
Yeah. You can teach dingoes real easy.
Well, I mean, we ran
with. You teach them not to eat the baby immediately after that.
We ran with wolves, right? So we're just like, wolves will probably do this for us if we want, like steal food or something. So I'm sure she's got wolf in there somewhere. Be like, all right, the Wilsons down the street just had a child. Go get it.
Go get it.
Mom.
Yeah, and
go get it.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm into it. Yeah, that's just other than like witchcraft shit, I've been doing pretty good. I've really been looking forward to TwitchCon. I keep like singing the fucking praises about San Diego and how great of a city is. So I'm really looking forward to just chilling, partying with people. Like, it's like my one time of the year where I really feel like, okay, it's all my extrovert energy just right into this weekend, and then after that I'm like, I'm done for the rest of the year. I'm good. So
yeah,
should be fun.
I was about to say, is anybody else going to TwitchCon? Obviously, Marcus, you're going to be there, and
I'll
probably
be there.
Just as obviously, Mark, you will not. So I'm just going to direct it. Vana, are you going to TwitchCon?
I am going to TwitchCon.
That's exciting. Cool. Yeah.
Mark, are you going? Are you not going? Oh, I'm so sad, dude.
Too far for me. Yeah, especially since we did like TwitchCon Europe as well and stuff like that. Like, just way too much traveling this year.
Yeah,
I hear that. Yeah,
many travels.
Sometimes, as Mark said, sometimes it's nice to just not do the thing. I'm skipping Unplugged this year for that exact reason, because I'm like, by the time December rolls around, I'll just be like, no, fuck off.
Is it December this year?
I can't do any more cons. I think so. It's like
It's
the
like
very
late
beginning of
November.
December.
Yeah,
Late-
Yeah,
like
I
late
don't,
November,
whatever. It's
beginning of
too
December.
much convention. Yeah. I would
Yeah.
rather stay home and play role-playing games. So, speaking of which, you like that segue?
Speaking of
Speaking
role-playing games.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to hang out and talk about reading manga and stealing babies, we are here for a purpose, and that purpose is to play a role-playing game. So let's. I mean, I recorded a recap for a reason, I guess. JP, run the recap.
Previously on
Ready?
Far
Anything?
Verona, the group makes their way through the tunnels below Tanya's. The mysterious triangulum butterfly they encountered, a sign they're still being pursued. Yasna and Hadil share a moment of mutual respect, but the mysterious killer synth isn't ready to give up her secrets quite yet. Nervous, battered, and exhausted, the group arrives at Oliver's safe house, a synth waypoint for those on the run from the powers that be. Autumn, worried about their safety, gazes into the future with her precognitive powers, and somehow a surge of energy spills that vision into Haley's mind as well. The two are assured this is a safe place, and that Oliver means them no immediate harm. In fact, he's glad to see them, and begins equipping the group with supplies for the next leg of their journey. Autumn is knocked unconscious by the pure strain of just being alive. Everyone takes that as a cue to rest and settles in, looking over their gear and preparing for what's to come. An escape to the spaceport, and from there, under their new cover as a group of traveling pilgrims to safety off Yakia. But it won't be simple. An old friend is still out there looking for them, and this one doesn't give up so easily. So, and also, yeah, thank you, Mark, for having the dubious honor of being the only player character to have ever gotten the vapors and passed out from a social faux pas. That was very nice. That was good. I love role-playing games.
You are welcome.
The vapors, I
am-
forgot.
The Vipers.
So the four of
One
you
strain.
plus Hadil, Christine, and your new friend Oliver are currently under the city of Tanya's somewhere. You're in a tunnel hiding out, and I imagine that we probably fade back in on the episode with the group of you kind of like doing whatever final prep you need to do before you leave the relative safety of this place, right? You had a minute last episode to relax and regain some of your strain, but yeah, there's still the setting out. So let me take a look at the map of Tanya's so we can kind of talk about what we're looking into here. So
much strain.
we started off down in Sector 4 over here. You need to get to Sector 1, and you are currently up here. So little Indiana Jones style like travel arrow. You went there. And so you're under the city in relative safety here, and you need to get to the spaceport because there is a ship waiting for you. You have boarding passes and identification that should at least theoretically get you on board the ship. If you go through any kind of serious security checkpoint, chances are that these might not hold up, but they'll get you past a cursory glance.
Did we decide on a route?
Yeah, I don't think we did. I don't
I
think
was
that there
looking at my
was ever
notes.
a clear decision. Yeah, we looked at it briefly.
Okay.
So let me pull up the wiki for Tanya's, and we will talk about that.
Well, I have this note that says number 25 with an arrow to it that has 7, and then all of these explanations for what each of these numbers are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Were
here
we
I'll
gonna go
link
through 8?
I'll link in both chat and Slack. So if you guys want to sort of follow along, you're welcome to. But yeah, so Spaceport Tanya's is where you wanna end up. It's right in the middle of the city. It's pretty busy. There's a lot of ship traffic moving in and out. And then there's some stuff clustered around it, right? Like there's a shipyard and like a factory district. And then there's that kind of that body of water between 8 and then the little 2-3 cluster in the middle. And then 8 is another factory area, like a freighter kind of neighborhood. So that is an option if you want to go directly through there. So what do you guys think? Like, you can take a direct route, which will get you there as fast as possible, or you can kind of try to maneuver around a little bit to like lead them off your trail. Because again, you know that up to a certain point ago, the Crux were still, they had a fairly good idea of where you're at, so you're not out of the water
I
yet.
feel like it's going to depend on how well they know our characters, because if they think, oh, they're not going to take the direct route because they're too cowardly, they'll take like a fucking like back alley or whatever, then we should take the direct route. But if they're not as aware of us and what we're capable of, as since they'll think, they'll just follow us like directly there. I think Johnny's vote would be to take the direct route in that regard, because
Yeah, so
if we try to sneak around,
why don't we make this like an in-character moment? So maybe like we talked before about Yasna like handed out maps of the city, and maybe you're all sitting around in that main room where the boxes were and the cots. Maybe everybody's like sitting or standing around looking at these maps, trying to figure out kind of what approach to take.
Okay. And does this map include like the link into the wiki and stuff like that, where we've got like small descriptions of each zone? Do we know that in character, or is that more for other people, like just curious knowledge kind of stuff?
I feel like anything that feels like it would be like, because none of you are from here, right?
No.
Like it's easy to forget because we're like people in a modern society that only has one planet, and it's like if you were dropped into Addis Ababa and someone said like, okay, cool, find your way home, like good luck. Multiply that by numerous planets. I mean, obviously the education system, especially for you, Autumn, is like pretty good, but it's not like you were trained in geography, and this is just some bullshit planet nobody cares about. You could get around on Tiber, no problem, but this is
this planet and this city, which I don't know very well. Okay, that's fair. I just wanted to clarify how much knowledge we had.
Yeah.
Well, Haley would probably have a pretty good working knowledge of the area, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that anything on the wiki is more or less fair game. Yeah.
What is right there? Where?
I don't know. If wherever we're trying to go, I feel like we should just go there and not be sneaky, because if maybe we're sneaking, then they'll think, oh, they're sneaking. We gotta look in like dark shadows or whatever. We gotta look for them that way. But maybe if we're just out in the open, they won't suspect.
I actually agree with you. In order to not use these, like pointing to the IDs, and I think we should go through the areas that would have as few security checks as possible. So we go through the park, we go through the skyscrapers, and we go through the cultural district.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, that seems a good idea to me. I think that most of us shouldn't stick out too much, especially in places like the park and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever you think is best. Sorry, I'm still feeling a little dizzy.
Autumn looks pale. Yeah.
I'm still fucked up.
She doesn't look great. How are you doing for strain right now?
I have 1 strain remaining. I'm currently 14 out of 15, and I'm currently 8 out of 11 wounds. I have 3 wounds left and 1 strain. I am not well, which works because Mark Humes is also not well.
So when you say that, and we kind of get the camera like lingering on Autumn, looking kind of haggard. I think Christine, she's doing that thing. Johnny? Are you standing or sitting when you're having this conversation?
He's standing.
Yeah. Okay. So she is standing. She's not like holding on to you, right? Like she doesn't have her hand like on your arm, or like she's not holding your clothes, but she's standing close enough that like the side of her arm is touching the side of your arm. And if you move, she waits a couple of seconds and then like casually like shuffles over. So she's touching you again. And when we linger on Autumn for a second, she says quietly to you, Johnny, I don't like the sound of that. do we have to go to the spaceport? Because if they're looking for fugitives, that's going to be the place they're going to look, right? And they saw all of our faces, and I don't know if we're going to make it, Johnny.
I think we're gonna make it. We have smarts, right? We can outmaneuver them. Easy. We could just paint our faces or something.
Can you make? I need you to make a roll for me. And I think
sure
the
can, bud.
skill in question. I think the skill in question here is vigilance, maybe. Yeah, this
Okay.
feels like a vigilance roll. Can you make it with one purple die in your pool?
Mhm.
Shouldn't be that complicated, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you get 2 advantage, but no successes. There's something going on with her. You can't quite place what it is. But I think her like her faith in you, whether it's artificial or not, it does bolster you somewhat. So you can use that advantage, either recover or strain, or you can use it for a bonus to the next roll or whatever. But that look in her face, and maybe that's why you can't read her, is because there is this mask of like, oh, Johnny, you're the best. Please save me and make my decisions for me. And her actual thought process is buried somewhere under that, and you can't get to it. But it still makes you feel good. Because again, you're programmed to feel good when people like see you that way, right?
Right. Let's add that to the next roll then. How would that show up?
So whoever, like if there's a planning roll or whatever, next time you make a roll, just add an additional blue die to your pool.
Blue die. Can I also give that to someone else?
Yeah, you could give it to someone else if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's fine too. You get 2.
Well, I'll can I save it until I want to use it?
Yeah, just don't forget that you have it. Yeah.
Have one. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, Haley, Autumn, and Yasna, you see this moment. It doesn't like, it's not like anyone gets pulled out of the conversation, but everybody kind of notices the 2 of them have this brief aside while you're still making the plan. And it's clear that to you, especially Yasna, that Christine is continuing to be, I don't want to say a liability. That's your call to make, but she doesn't seem like she's dedicated to the plan exactly.
Okay. Well, in Johnny's mind, she's gonna have to be like, he will take care of her. And he says this, listen, I'm gonna take care of you no matter what. I'm here for you, but I'm also here for the group, and we just have to stick together. Just follow me, and I will lead you, and we're gonna be okay. We'll get through this.
She's nodding uncertainly. You can see that you haven't exactly like bolstered her confidence, but also she's just deferring to you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I think she probably even says quietly, like, whatever you say, Johnny.
Okay, bitch. Geez, damn. I'm just trying to be here for you. Shit, damn.
Well, I think if
married.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah. Go on, Haley.
I think if we're concerned, I think that concern is justified. That they have a bit of a beat on us, and they do know what we look like. So I do agree with Johnny that maybe our best bet is quickest way is a straight line, and we just try to beat them to the punch before they can catch us at the terminal.
I think I remember something about the park is kind of a lot of people come to visit it, so maybe there's a lot of visitors or something. Maybe we can kind of blend in there. If there's lots of people from off planet, it might be hard to pick us out in a crowd. I remember reading about the park sometime, animals and the like, but I think you're right. I think. And then once, hopefully, these IDs that we've been given, hopefully they'll get us past the security at the spaceport and get us onto a ship. I'm still not sure about this Pilgrim's cover.
Right, we did have. Did I dream this? We like pulled instruments out of it, and we had all this stuff that are disguises.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Is this right?
So yes, the disguises and what have you provided for you was the guise of missionaries. That you were going to be the like Friends of Yukia good time band or whatever.
Right.
And the idea was that you were going to spread the word. You're going to go out into the universe and
Wait, can Johnny have a mustache?
yeah, I mean it's a role-playing game. You can do whatever you want.
I was supposed to have the mustache, but yes, you can have it.
So wait, are we saying that there's a mustache in
stick-on
your disguise
mustache.
kit somewhere?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, Adam. That's what they're
So
saying,
just pull out
GM.
a piece of fur. You pull out a piece of fur and someone's like, what's this for? And you're like, I think it's a mustache. No, it's got to be an eyebrow. Where's the other one? Okay. All right. That's fine. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Yasna is total mom.
Yeah. So I imagine if we're thinking about like in terms of like outfits, yeah, like shirts, like pullovers with no collar, that kind of like weird like cult tunic. It's sort of a grayish color, hangs down like mid thigh. Probably some like linen like slacks, and then probably shoes. You probably wouldn't get sandals. But yeah, probably just like cloth shoes. Nothing too special. And then you'd all have like rucksacks or instrument cases for anyone whose instrument is not a tambourine or a washboard.
Oh,
Tambourine.
That's right.
I believe
Yeah,
Haley
we were
has the
trying to-
tambourine.
We were trying to teach what's her buckets to use
Hideo.
the washboard.
Yes,
Hideo.
Hadil does not know what a
Hidil.
washboard is for. So when you remember that Hadil exists, we pan over to her and she is dressed in her missionary uniform. She's got her weird cult outfit on, and she's just doing that thing, the behavior that universally signals to the audience that she's a cool badass, where she is assembling and disassembling her weapon over and over without looking at it. And so she's totally separate from the conversation. So when somebody looks over at her, she maybe looks up and gives you a like, what? And then reinserts the slide and continues to operate her weapon. So yeah, we know your cover. We know where you're headed. Where did we end up on the park situation? Because the park that Yasna is talking about is, I believe, Sector 11, Edelrot Park. That's right here. And yeah, it's, I mean, there will be people there, but you might be able to hide among them. The other section 8, which is sort of your other option, that's like an FCI factory area. So it's going to be better patrolled.
Yeah.
But there might be more places to hide.
So yeah, I think the idea was go through 11, the park, and then Marcus said go through the skyscrapers, which I think is 12.1, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Yeah. 12. That's the blue area is a big lake. And then this is a a skyscraper, like heavy density residential area right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, your options are basically go either
5.
3 or 5. Yeah. And so 3 is, that's that culture district that Yasna mentioned. So like artist spaces and stuff like that, libraries, nightclubs, kind of like a popular area, though more at night than during the day. And then 5 is just like a high class residential area. Probably a bad move if you're looking to avoid like security.
You can't tell us where we can and cannot go, Adam.
No, I mean, I
We do what we want. We're players.
I couldn't imagine. I'm just, you know what I'm doing is I'm just.
I blow my own brains out, Adam.
I'm letting you know the risks, and I'm gonna let you make your own decisions. So,
I think you're just trying to push us into 3, man. I've been a part of your mind games before, Mr. Skinny Ghost.
What if you didn't not do that, Marcus? Then what would happen?
Whoa,
Double
whoa.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows our plans. Cool.
So yeah, this is what's laid out before you, right? You got your map. You got to figure out which of these places to go, and without any kind of recon, it's all you have is sort of base level understanding of kind of what each place is.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's get to it. That's what I say.
Okay.
The park.
Yeah, a quick glance at your wrist chronometer, because it's sci-fi, indicates that it is it's like early afternoon. It's brunch time. It's like 11 if we were on Earth.
Brunch time.
So
That's brunch.
that's the time of day. It shouldn't take you too long. Like if you're just on foot, it's like several hours, depending on how complex your route is. If you just go straight there, yeah.
There is a bus system in the park.
I figure this planet would have some sort of like public transit. Yeah, there's probably like a monorail leading to the.
It says right here
spaceport.
in the wiki,
Oh, there you go.
Yakyan bus terminal system.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, this piece of paper that I had here on the map.
You got
With
it
a
from Vicky.
legend?
She said you should have a look at it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. You could go to the park and then try to like get a bus to the space station from there. That's definitely an option.
Do we have money?
Yeah, I was like, do we have like any tokens or anything?
Bus.
I mean,
For like the
one
bus?
of you, is a member of the nobility. Though that also means maybe you've never taken a bus before in your life.
Yeah, and I don't know if the others would necessarily know if she's a noble or not yet. I mean, she's clearly of the like. I don't think that they would know how affluent her family potentially was. Just that she was perhaps a human psychic.
Yeah, I wonder about that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, I'm thinking about whether or not like how easy you'd be able to tell or like guess that Autumn is a noble by looking at her.
Certainly by the dress, I think she is very. Her gear is more tailored to what she does, but there's probably still heavy noble influences there. Like there's definitely like a little bit of Trilliant kind of like hair job where she has these golden streaks. Like some of her hair is like literally spun gold and stuff like that.
Yeah, you fancy
things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that might not necessarily mean you're a noble. Lots of Trilliant peasants dress up fancy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So where do we land on the plan? Where do you go? Where do you go first? I guess.
Take the lead, Yaz or Haley.
Do we have money? Was money in the crate? Would some sort of?
I don't think so. No, I think you got like equipment, but yeah.
Well,
probably not.
Can't I talk to the friends? Don't we have like the friends of Yukio? Like, aren't they with us?
I think we're gonna have to busk. I think that's the only option. So
I think we have to hijack a bus.
No, busk.
We're gonna put a bomb on the bus, and if the bus slows down,
go to the park, stand on a corner, and sing songs about how farming is the. Yeah, I mean that's certainly Yeah.
Until we get enough credits,
real, bro? We're gonna have to like street musician this shit.
I imagine between the group of you, I'm willing to overlook bus fare. Like I think that you probably have pocket change for that. Anything more expensive than we're gonna need to talk about street corner busking. But for now, I think getting to the depot, paying for a fare, and taking the transit system to the spaceport is probably going to be enough of a challenge without having to like nickel and dime y'all to death. So yeah, you probably have enough left on your various collected credit accounts to be able to pay for bus fare.
Yeah, I imagine that Autumn does have some money on her, or like in an immediate like bank card or something like that if she needed to use it.
Yeah.
Dope.
Okay. All right.
Dope.
So how do you want to get? How do you want to get to?
Haley.
How do you want to get to the park? Do you just like find the nearest exit and head up into the street and then walk there, or do you want to try to stay underground as much as you can before you get to the park?
Well, we're in Old Tana's, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, 25.
would there be a clear entrance into the park from Old Tana's?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I imagine somewhere down here there would be like one of the sort of like the park has several like main gates that kind of lead in and out of it. So yeah, there would be one either from here or we could dip into 8 and then go into the park from there.
Okay. What do
That's
you
a
guys
solid
think, Vana?
choice.
Be silent and stealthy, or just go there?
Well, I
Or
mean,
or busk the whole way. Maybe.
We do have our
yeah,
disguises. I'm all for
that's
giving
not
the shot. Just go to the
conspicuous.
entrance.
I think we
Okay.
just
Let's
need to
All right.
we just need to act like we belong there, you know? Act natural.
Yeah, act natural. And he like cracks his
let's
knuckles,
go.
and they make like this horrible like
Hello.
Like a
I
hard
am
drive
a robot
grinding.
man.
yeah,
Well,
Welcome.
like
and
sounds like
that's the thing,
some
like
computers on the fritz.
Beep, 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 beep,
Johnny,
beep.
Johnny, your presence in the group actually makes sense. Like if these are a bunch of poor ass God-fearing missionary types, they probably have like a robot that they bought. You're the R5 droid with the bad motivator, right? You're the droid that they've had. You're the robot man they've owned for generations who like helps out around the farm and like carries the gear and stuff. So yeah, it would
Oh.
make sense for a bunch of humans to have like a crappy older robot working
What's
for
up?
them.
Let's go.
What's
Yeah.
cool?
Let's go.
Go to the park.
Okay, all right. So everybody dressed as missionaries. You leave the relative safety of your underground junction, and I think we crossfade to the streets of Tenyas and this gate at the edge here. And so we, as the camera pans up, right, we see the group of you kind of emerging. This isn't like a bustling like Central Park type of park. Maybe that was its intention originally, but it seems like it's been mostly like overlooked to the point where it's like not even really finished. There's a big sign over the gate, right? There's a low stone wall that kind of surrounds the park. And there is a gate, but there's no door on the gate. It's just there to indicate like you're entering the park. And over the top, it says Edelrot Park, and it's got a big wrought iron, like a flower, kind of in the center of that sign, written in Imperial. And you can see there's like a pathway that leads into the park, but everything in the park is now kind of overgrown. There's no janitorial service. There's nobody that comes in here and like tames this place. So in a way, it's kind of grown over, right? We can see there is a what used to be like a decorative pond for people to kind of sit by, but the grass has grown long around it. The pond has like a layer of scum on it. And there are people around, but it's definitely maybe shadier than you expected when you first set out. Yeah, it's very slowly becoming a forest. The wild is reclaiming this space. And so yeah, you're standing at the gate of it. There are very few people on this side of the park because it's bordered by so much crap. But yeah, I mean, there's a terminal. There's an old computer terminal sitting at the entrance that does appear to be functional, and it has like a little display of the park itself. And I think that as you approach the gate of the park, you can see that there is a warning on the sign, basically letting people know that if you go into the park, you're kind of like on your own. Like this area is not safe for like casual hanging out in. So be aware, be safe. And it has like,
Cool.
Emergency contact information. Like if you get into trouble in the park, please dial 465 on your cellular device. Right. So it's like, used to be a park, could have been a park, but like now it's maybe
Gang
something
territory.
else. Yeah. Right. You don't know what's going on
Where
in
the
here.
Skull Gang hangs out.
As always, Mark,
The Skull
excellent
Gang?
at naming groups of bad guys.
Red Murderers, Skull Gang.
I was gonna say, I hear we saw the Red Murderers wander through here once.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So there is the park. I think Hadil, like as you all kind of walk up, Hadil says to you, Yasna, kind of offhandedly, she looks at it and she scoffs and she's like, charming.
It looks like the neighborhood set are not so great. I
And,
think we just
yeah,
keep our eyes open and no sudden movements.
Johnny's eyes are like darting everywhere, and he adjusts his mustache like.
Okay, I need you to roll. I need you to roll to see how good your mustache disguise is.
Okay. All right.
Like,
All right.
just-
I'm adding my blue
so
dye to
let's-
this
let's-
because I'm a shitlord.
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Use that. I mean, it's your next
That's
roll.
exactly
So,
what it's
let's see, Johnny. Is there a disguise? Is there a disguise skill?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Wouldn't it be like
here.
cool though? 'Cause he's
Perception?
cool.
Wouldn't it be
No.
cool because he's cool?
It would be cool, but no.
I like the idea that the cool skill is not used to
With
like
skill-
remain cool, but to just look cool
Or charm.
That's what the
Yeah. Right. It's not about how cool headed you are. It's how cool you are. If you smoke cigarettes, you get a bonus to your cool
Right.
skill. If you ride a motorbike, wear a leather
Exactly.
jacket.
Right.
Okay. So make a. I guess what is the point of this mustache? What do you get if you get a success on this roll? What do you get? What will you get if you win?
I would like.
What is the purpose of the mustache?
Just like a higher chance of charming people like this. This man has a mustache. I trust him.
You're walking into like what 1800s England, like, oh, that mechanical man has a mustache. How charming.
Yes.
How very droll. Top
a
of the morning,
delightful
mechanical
fellow.
man.
I don't know. Maybe they were like, oh, look, Ethel. They put more effort into the plant. They put it. He's got a mustache.
Somebody put a mustache on that butler. Okay, good.
Just
Okay.
like maybe just
It
for the
sounds
fuck of
to
it.
me like the goal is to disarm suspicion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Even if
totally.
it's like obvious that you're not trying to make yourself look like a person.
Right.
You're just trying to look like a robot man with a mustache,
Yeah,
which
he's
might
harmless.
put people at ease. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
How jovial.
Yeah, right? Like, haha,
Good job.
robot with a mustache. It is funny. We're all
That
giggling
robot
about
could
it,
never
so-
hurt anyone. He has a mustache.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. Nobody with a mustache is evil.
Right.
Reminds me of
So,
a friendly uncle.
So go ahead
Yes.
and roll your whatever we agreed this stupid roll was.
Oh, come on, dude.
What did we
Come
say? It
on.
was
Don't insult my rolls like that.
skullduggery. Skullduggery.
Skullduggery.
Make a
Okay.
skullduggery roll, and we'll just give it an average difficulty. Put two purple dice in your pool,
And then I've got one
and
blue.
hope for some and one blue. Click
Okay.
and then click out, and then hit the button. Hey,
Ah,
look at that! What a successful mustache.
Oh, good shapes. What a successful mustache.
It's very successful. It's very Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. So it's very like handlebar.
Whoa.
It's not quite as greasy. It's
Mhm.
it's just very polished, right?
Excellent. Okay. All right. So,
Thank you.
so I feel like in the shot of this is the camera is stationary and it shows the group one at a time, kind of like passing by the camera and going into the park, and it lingers for just a minute on Johnny and your beautiful artificial mustache.
He like
so,
strokes it a moment,
yeah.
like neatens it, like. And then
There's a
I'm gonna write
flourish.
down. I'm gonna write down and probably immediately forget. I'm gonna write down the words "disarming mustache," and I will try to remember that is something you have.
talent point. Put one talent point into disarming mustache.
Very important.
Just like drop her
Sorry.
weapon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Don't
have you
shoot
seen my
him.
mustache?
He's got a mustache.
And
Okay,
that's your
all right.
mustache. How charming. How quaint.
So you enter the park, which is now kind of an overgrown area, and the farther west you go, the farther into the park you go, the sort of, so the better it gets. You're definitely in the like deeper like wooded area, and I assume you're just gonna like stay on the path and just kind of like make your way through and try to just like fly casual, right? Like you're not going out into the woods and like sneaking through the
Like
the
casual
park,
chewing.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
acting natural.
Yeah, with your
That's
cool
why the mustache is there.
Right. incognito.
We're fine. How are
Um,
you?
Okay.
You got
Very,
something to say about
very-
my mustache?
Okay,
No,
all right.
I
So
think
you
it's good.
you
you follow the main path, and it seems to lead. There are a few kind of side paths we see as you walk by an old, now long overgrown like topiary, and we can see what maybe used to have been, when somebody still tended this area, a playful assembly of kind of animal shaped like shrubs and bushes, but they all look like they've been horribly mutated, right? Like you see the sort of shape of an elephant, but it has like extra growth coming off the back of it, where the trees have just grown their natural branches. So you see this kind of macabre like assembly of animals off to one side as you pass, and it indicates that you're getting closer to what kind of was the centerpiece of the park and what you're going to have to pass through, which is the zoo, the consortium. So I think that you reach this point, and this is where you start to see more people. Nobody really paying any attention to you, but in the center of this park, in the center of this district, there is a zoo, and the zoo is run by basically like Johnny's. You see a janitorial vista like sweeping the path. You see a few more like carrying feed to one of the animal enclosures, but there's nobody human running the park. Like it's clear that the park has just been running itself automatically for a while. And so it's all overgrown on the outside. But inside the place is this kind of strange automated zoo.
Are there still animals?
Yes. Yeah. So the enclosures clearly haven't been maintained properly. So you probably, as you walk in, you probably see like some goats just like walk across the path. It seems to you that this place is just it's gone wild basically. But the janitorial staff is still kind of trying to tend to them using like on their own programming, and it's clear that this is the failing of the previous model, is that since there's no one around to tell these other vistas what to do, they're just repeating the same rote behavior that they were trained to.
Love it. I love it. This is some 12 Monkeys bullshit.
I think that as you come in, you see a group of young men and women, maybe like early 20s, like late teens. There's, let's say, 5 of them. One of them is they're all standing around another person who you can't really see, and they're doing that thing that groups of teenagers do where you can tell that they're like up to no good because they keep like looking around, and they're kind of like laughing, and they're all dressed. Autumn, you recognize they're all dressed like they're nobles. Clearly nobles. They're wearing the colors of House Eridanis. And they seem to be in the middle of like picking on or hassling or maybe like robbing somebody in the middle of them, because they're all focused in on this. And as you get closer, like you get within earshot of them, you can hear they're all laughing, and it's like a cruel laughter, like it's at someone's expense, but you can't see who it is that they're tormenting just now. Mm-hmm. And they're like right in the middle of the path, like they've stopped and they're doing this thing. And I think that Haley, maybe you notice off to one side there is a one of those big plastic like trash bins on wheels. There's that, and then there's there's like one of those clamper arms used to pick up garbage lying on the ground nearby.
Oh my god,
Johnny! They're picking on a Johnny. I'm probably gonna lean into Yasna. And just basically say, in the kind of woozy state that I am, just kind of say, I'm sure that they're up to no good, but we can't risk getting involved. I know those kind of people. They're not just gonna let us walk past. We should try and find another way around, Yasna.
How many are there?
There are 5 of them. And as Yasna, as you glance over to look, you hear one of them, one of the boys say, "Get it up," and you see 2 of the other ones like reach into the circle and like pick up another person by the arms. And it's not the exact same model, right? Because you're a
Johnny, you're a bartender. This is a janitorial toaster. But it's meant to look more or less like a person. It used to be painted like kind of a beige, like stand-in skin color, but there's big chips on the paint where you can see the chassis underneath.
Ego.
They're wearing a janitorial like outfit that has been like re-sewn and fixed up. There's patches on the elbows. Pieces of it have obviously been like torn and then fixed. And the thing is covered in it's covered in dirt and like bits of garbage. And the two of these teens like yank him up, and the one who said like get it up steps in front of the toaster, and he's drinking something. He's got like a soda, and he just like starts pouring it on the toaster's head, and they're all laughing. And the janitor bot is doing that awkward thing where it's like, I can't defend myself, but like I can't do my job, and it keeps looking over at the trash and trying to get away and like apologizing and being like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. And there's it's like obviously stuck in a loop while they're tormenting it.
So Johnny sees this and just a fucking switch just flips, and he goes and just starts walking forward like this. just fucking goes for it. Like his need to protect is just boom. Everything else just disappears. So his circuits are just like, yeah, help this.
As Johnny,
Christine pulls on your arm, like, wait, no, like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't leave me. As you pull away. Yeah.
As Johnny, I think, sort of puts up the dukes and starts walking towards, I look over to Autumn and I say, I'm so very sorry. And then I start basically backing up Johnny.
Yeah, you're gonna go in with Johnny.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so these people need to be taught.
The two of you cross the distance pretty quickly. And they don't really notice you, right? They're focused in on this vista that they're tormenting. So you can basically walk up and do whatever, like announce your presence in whatever way you want.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it probably. I mean, you know, if this synth has been, you know, tormented to the point of it on the fritz and, you know, trying to get away and just do its job, I think Johnny's just gonna go up to like one of them and on the back of their head just like take his hand like this, just kind of like aside and go punk, like right on the neck.
So you just walk up and karate chop one of these kids. Just
once the death grip one.
I feel like Yasna would absolutely just try to, you know, in that moment, just try to say, can we at least try words before you throw a feast?
So I guess this is a question, Johnny. Does Yasna have time to say anything before you just like judo chop this teenager?
Judo chop.
I don't know. I mean, that was kind of just his main goal. But I mean, if she says that, I suppose he could be like right here and then be like, excuse us.
Yeah. So you announce yourself. All right. The first person to notice you is the tormented Vista, and it turns its head to you, and you lock eyes with it. And it looks like it wants to like ask for help, or like you can see that moment of like and I don't know, maybe you feel this yourself, but you can see it struggling with its programming where it's like, I am in danger. I am afraid as much as I can be, according to my programming. I need you to help me, but I have no programming for asking for it. So it looks at you. There's this moment of like struggle, and then it smiles. And it's got like, you know, filth dumped all over. Like it's clear they dumped the garbage can on it. You can see there's trash all around it. And it smiles and it says, welcome to the park. Do you need a hand finding anything? And the others turn because it like sees you coming and they turn like, oh shit, somebody's here to ruin our fun. And the lead like kid, he turns around and he sees the two of you, and he scowls, and he says, I think he just says, "Fuck off."
I'm gonna beat these kids' ass.
Oh,
I'm like, I can't, dude. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Okay, so Johnny's first move is he doesn't really want to talk, but if Yasna is like, hey, let's try and like get some maybe we can resolve this just by talking, he'll go with whatever Yasna wants to do.
Well, maybe then at the point it's seeing that like other than just the verbal greeting that Johnny throws out, I would just say uh do you have nothing better to do than pick on this man who cannot defend himself?
It's not a man.
And
not for them.
they all turn and they take in your like attire. And they like look at the two of you because you're dressed like missionaries. And I think they look past and they see like Wan Autumn in the background, and they see a little kid, and they kind of put together like, oh, okay, cool. None of you are a threat either. Like, great. Now we have some weird like religious nerds to pick on. You know, it's like they're in the park and they're like beating up this robot janitor, and then a bunch of like Jehovah's Witnesses come up to be like, hey, now stop that. And it like you can see him be like that cruelty in his eyes just kind of tweak. And he says, he's like, it's just a toaster. What's your problem?
I think at that point, Yasna looks over at Johnny and said, we tried words. It did not work.
We tried words. We tried. Tried everything that we could. But I think that might have failed. And,
it did not work.
And so he's just, puts him back up. Because Johnny is the muscle, right? Johnny is absolutely like, that's what he did at the bar. Like he was the like dude that's like, okay. Y'all are about to feel some pain.
Can Haley see? She's like seeing all this go down, and she's calculating the ramifications of the actions, or the consequences of the actions that are about to occur.
I think Haley and Autumn are looking and doing the math together.
Right. Beep boop beep boop. And she whips out her tambourine and just runs into the center of the teenagers and just shakes it and will not stop. Will not stop. Just is trying to be as obnoxious and annoying as possible, and is like screaming like an upset little kid, and kind of takes a beat to make eye contact with Johnny to be like, we could resolve this without.
I think
right. So here's the thing, right? And I think this is reasonable. I want to see. So Haley comes running over. Yasna, you hear the like jingle of the tambourine. It sounded like you had something you wanted to do before Haley like jumped into the center, because I want to let you do that. But if there's another character who wants to be like, whoa, hang on, what's that?
I think I see exactly what Haley is doing, and I just want to say one thing to Johnny, and that is, I think we just hurt one, and they will leave.
Oh, that's.
Do you say it loud enough for them to hear it?
Absolutely. Like at that point, it's like an intimidation.
Okay. All right.
How about this one right here?
So let's have you roll. So Yasna, make a the two of you together can make like a team intimidate roll. So in the way this works, it is a coercion roll. So you want to pick whoever has the best will. And if either of you have any ranks in coercion.
I only have 2 willpower and no ranks in coercion, but it is a career.
Okay,
rank.
Johnny, do you have any ranks in coercion?
No.
Okay, so neither of you are trained in this necessarily, though Yasna, you could be later on.
That's
okay. So
that's
who has the
fine.
highest will?
My fist is trained in coercion, so let's.
I'm gonna coerce you into the grave. Yeah. So who has the highest will?
Mine is 2.
Of the two of you.
Yeah.
You both have 2. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So somebody's gonna make a will roll. And let's see. Unskilled assistance gives you an extra blue die, representing that there's like somebody else helping. So one of you you're gonna make a coercion roll with 1 blue die. I'm gonna make the difficulty 3 purple dice, because there's a bunch of them and they're like cocky teenagers. And they think that you're like, again, they think you're Jehovah's Witnesses, basically. They're just like, okay, Hare Krishna, get the fuck out of here.
Are you going to make it, Elspeth, or do you want me to?
I'll go for it. I'll go for
Okay,
it. So
yeah,
just
go.
okay. So so 1 blue die and 3 purple die.
Yes,
Nice.
3 purple, a blue, and your normal will.
Coercion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Unfortunately,
1 bad
it is
shape,
a bad shape.
and then some mild
It
shapes.
is a bad shape.
Mild shapes.
Okay. So, you can hang on to those advantage. You can spend them as you would according to the handout, right? There's a little spending results. This is currently a social encounter, but it doesn't have to be for long. I think probably like the other teens are looking at the ringleader like, we were having fun picking on this janitor, and we're all getting bored now because these missionaries are like annoying us. Do something about this. And so their leader like snorts and like puffs his chest up a little bit. And which of the two of you is like closest to him?
Probably Johnny. I think Johnny went right into the group.
Yeah.
Okay. So Haley, as you approach, you see this. You see him like sniff and like puff his chest up, and he's doing that thing where he's lifting his arms and he's gonna shove Johnny. But since you're already on your way over there, do you want to do something before the shove happens? This is gonna be a like push you to the ground, like fuck off thing.
Yeah, I wanna do the tambourine tactic, but like in between both of them. I guess
Yeah,
she's
you wanna just,
working
like,
under the
interpose yourself and
pretense.
be like, no.
Well, yeah, and then just like, look what I have. Like she's pretending she's, you know, a little girl.
Yeah,
She's
because
being
there's
"Have
a
you
big, it's a
seen
big
my
escalation. Yeah, it's a big escalation between like picking a fight with admittedly like religious weirdos who are adults and then like hitting an 8-year-old. Like that's a much different. We'll get to see how much of an asshole this noble is. So let's see if you're fast enough to get in there. To interpose yourself. If you get this roll, then you get in between them before he gets a chance to escalate. If not, then he's gonna shove Johnny.
What's the rule?
Yeah, I'm looking. I think this is probably athletics. I think it's an athletics roll.
Okay.
Or coordination. No, it's coordination. It's totally coordination.
Oh heck
That's
yeah!
the like fast version. You're pretty good at this. You're quick.
I'm pretty good.
And I think it's just average difficulty, just two purples.
2 purples. Click away. Then click my thingamabob.
Make sure you click away.
I clicked away. Did that work?
Bad
No
shape.
good shapes for you. Well, like moderate shapes. You get some advantage. So you're just a little too late. And as you come up, you're like, hey, wait. And then this guy, both hands, full on palms, like shoves Johnny, trying to shove you to the ground. So this is gonna be an opposed roll, Johnny, just to see if you can keep your feet.
Okay.
So this teenager is just like, fuck you, and like gives you a shove, like back off, leave us alone, let us continue tormenting this robot. And or you're gonna get some of the same. And he gives you a shove to kind of prove the point. He wants to shove you to the ground. So it's gonna be I think it's an athletics roll. Let me check. Or brawling. Make it brawl. Let's call it a brawl roll. So it's brawl. It's an opposed brawl. I think this kid probably has like some like bullshit like self-defense training, but he's not very strong. So put one purple die and 1 red die into your pool.
1 purple die, 1 red die. And I don't have
and
any.
Then roll.
Now,
if you haven't spent them yet, you can give yourself a blue die for the advantage you have on coercion. Or Haley can give you a blue die, or both, right? Because Haley's kind of in the way. So Haley,
maybe
your coercion one. No, you haven't yet.
You got
failed,
it from the coercion
advantage.
roll.
All right.
So
I'll go
Haley,
ahead
if
and
you
use
want to
that
just
blue
like
one then.
get in the way, Johnny could roll with 2 blue dice if you want.
I feel like no, I can use just 1. I feel like Haley might need her blue dice because if we're gonna engage in fisticuffs, she might want to like have the advantage of.
I'm gonna try and stop. Like after this, there's something I
or
want
like
to do.
being able to defend herself a little bit more. So I would rather you keep it, honestly, Vanna. But it's up to you.
I think she's working under the assumption that no one's gonna try and hit an 8-year-old.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, which is like fair.
Adam, if I'm standing right next to Johnny, like, can I set myself up in some way to even, like catch and or fling Johnny right back at the attacker?
Yeah, pull the mosh pit where Johnny falls into you and you're just like, whoop,
Exactly.
back
Oh
you go.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like Rush Hour.
Blast beats are playing, fucking everybody's throwing elbows. Yeah, you can help. So do you have any brawl training? We can make this another like team roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I also have pretty good stuff in Brawl.
Well, yeah, so
I got
Johnny,
some
you're really strong, but you don't have any training in brawl, right?
Yeah, no training, but he's got
okay, yeah, which is why. So
yeah,
Yasna, what's your
Mine
your
is
brawling
mine's
situation?
1 in brawl.
So you have one rank? Okay. All right. So here's the pool, Johnny Collins. You're gonna roll brawling, but in your pool before you do, you should have 1 red, 1 purple, 1 blue, and 1 upgrade on your side.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
So
here we go.
Pretty like with Yasna here to help, you're pretty set up for this fucking teenager shove attack.
And this is a brawl roll, yes?
Yeah, it'll be a brawl roll. Yeah.
Okay, good shapes.
Oh yeah,
excellent
very
shapes.
good. Very
Just
good.
a beautiful array, a bouquet of beautiful shapes. Such to the point where, yeah, if you want to, you can totally judo this nerd, right? Like he comes at you like, ugh, fuck you, like to give you a shove, and you are in complete control. You tell me what happens, Johnny. So he lunges at you to like shove you to the ground because you're a helpless robot dressed like a monk.
Yeah. So he makes a pass and just try to, like boom, like just try to just knock my jaw or something, right? Like, oh, this is easy. So Johnny, sensing that this is gonna happen, raises his knee, then grabs this guy's neck and bends him over his knee as to like, say like, I will crack this kid if anyone else, wants to try.
Can Johnny actually say, I'll crack this kid?
You give him the half bane. You like pick him up and you're like, I could just do it. I could just break him in half right now. Don't make me Bruce Wayne this kid.
Bit so hard.
Okay, so you grab him and like throw him over your knee. And when you look up, you see the other 3 teenagers holding their like comm pad, they're like their cell phones basically, and just like pointing them at you. And like looking with a combination of like fear and like, yeah. So they're all.
I want to start
like,
coming
recording
forward.
This.
Yeah, I'm gonna just charge over towards the group and just start clapping loudly and just kind of saying, "Hey, stop! Stop!"
Okay. So you want to try to just like disarm the situation?
I'm gonna come over and Autumn like claps, and I recognize that these are Eridanos nobles, right? You said that they were Eridanos nobles. They've got like house.
Yeah, they're all probably like cousins, or they're like on a field trip. Like Eridanos has taken a pretty significant interest in this planet of late.
Okay.
And so they're probably here with family who are like working on the planet.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try something. I'm not the most presenting, but I'm not awful. So I'm gonna.
Someone just breathes on you kind of hard and you fall over.
Yeah.
So
this is gonna be the problem. But I just come over and I'm like, stop! My sisters, and I'm gonna look around and try and go with the pilgrims thing. I'd be like, stop, and then I'm gonna look at the nobles and just be like, please, we're very sorry. This is a very big misunderstanding. We are very, very protective of our mechanics. This needs to. There doesn't need to be any further escalation. Nobody wants to get in trouble. And then I kind of want to suggest to be like, I know that you may think that we are just missionaries, but some of us, as you can see, are very strong. We don't want any trouble, but perhaps there's a deal we can come to. Perhaps I have a little bit of money. You can go elsewhere in the city. Go have some fun elsewhere.
So this is great. Make a let's see if you can make a roll to diffuse the situation.
It'd be negotiation.
Yeah, it's negotiation. Totally. Like everybody just chill out. Let's
like,
all
I will give you
something
if you just if everyone leaves.
This goes extremely wrong. Yeah.
And I'm trying to treat them like nobles as well.
Yeah, you're trying to be like deferential.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's do it.
If
Let's
this
say
goes south.
three
Okay.
purples. Let's do
So
that.
3 pups, and then
Yeah.
my
Man.
negotiation.
Yeah. And Johnny,
Okay.
if you haven't used those 3 advantage,
Have not.
you can give a blue die to Autumn on this roll.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Blue die.
I'll take that. I'll take a blue. I'm gonna need
I
it.
don't want this to succeed, but I hope it does. Because I really just
No,
wanna...
no, Speth, knowing my rolls, it's not gonna succeed. Hey,
Oh.
it did, but I
Hey,
got.
there you go.
You know what?
Okay.
Oh no, I know what Adam's gonna do.
How many strain did you say you had left? I mean, it would be funny if I just knocked you out again, but I think I'm gonna retain that. So here's the thing. I think that like you get what you want from the three, and this will be a great little cliffhanger for the break. So you get what you want from the ones that are watching. So they're just kind of like hyping you, and one of them is like, maybe we should go. Like maybe we don't need to. Okay, like we've had our fun. I think probably one of them is like looking at you, Johnny, like you can let him go. It's fine. We won't cause any more trouble.
Yeah.
But while those ones are done, they're like, it was probably never their idea in the first place. The other 4 are kind of like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the hab. Like let's go watch some sci-ball. Like we don't need to this doesn't need to get any worse. And the kid that Johnny that you have like wrapped up in your fucking, bouncer grab, we cut to him and he's like struggling and snarling, but he's not trying to get away from you. We can see on his wrist, on his little like wrist communicator, we cut into a close-up shot of it, and on it there is a heart rate monitor. So it's like beeping, like clearly he's in distress. And it says, do you need assistance? And underneath that, we see what looks like a shield with a little skull on it. And this thing is like blinking. Like if you need assistance, press the, and he's like reaching, trying to like hit the button on his watch as all of this is going on. So I think that's the shot. We fade out on this kid trying to reach for his panic button. And we will take a short break here, and we will find out what happens. This is what happens when you get involved in other people's problems.
Fucking nobles, man.
We'll find out what happens when we get back. Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more.
Bait, dude.
Yeah,
lots more for
he knows.
Verona.
He knows how to
Right
get
after
us.
this. Don't go anywhere.
Frag
Stick
him.
around.